Hi team. Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Hari. Good morning.
Yeah, very good morning. But your voice is very low. Not sure. Others can hear me well.
Yeah,
Yeah, perfect, guys. So let's get started. So before starting, anyone has any doubt or any questions, so that we can discuss them. Then we can get into the session. Any specific doubt you have? Okay, if you're all good, I'm fine. Maybe some people hesitate to ask questions and doubts in public. But keep one thing in mind, we all gathered here to learn. Okay. Both Tamil Bhumi as well as High Tech, both are knowledge sharing platform. So feel free to ask your doubt, even if, everyone joined here for learning only. So small doubts, it's not a issue. Okay. Make use of the platform uh, as much as possible. Okay. Anyway, if you all good, I'm okay to go. Today's discussion, we are planning to discuss about what is DevOps, DevOps Road Map, and the importance of DevOps in real projects. Okay, and job security and salary package. So all those things we are going to discuss. Okay, basically, how many of you knows DevOps already? How many of you working in DevOps here? Because based on your input, it'll be easy for me to arrange the subtopics.
I am basically knows what is DevOps, what is that functionality like that only.
Okay, you're not having any hands-on and all, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, Siva. What about others?
So I had a little hands-on, but not in the depth actually
Okay,
in the
okay.
DevOps side.
Not in depth. Okay, fine. What are the DevOps tools you use, Dhanabak?
So we are using for build Jenkins
Okay,
and for deployment XLD.
okay, that's good. What about others? Okay, so coming to DevOps. So DevOps is nothing but development plus operations, guys. Okay. Development plus operations, which is something called as a DevOps. What is development and operation? Before DevOps comes, there are separate team for application development environment. There are separate team for operations. Operations means the support team, I would say. So people will be developing their application using Java or Python or any language. Once the development team developed, right, they will hand over the code to the operations team. They will try to deploy in the particular server somewhere. They will try to expose it publicly, globally in the internet. During this process, right, we would face lots of challenges. The development team, right, when they develop an application, it works perfectly in the developer's laptop. But when they hand over the code to operations team, when they try to host it on top of server, they may face some issue in terms of dependency issue, or page is not loading, that link not connecting, database connection string was not proper. So those kind of common issue we're facing. So at the time, right, operation team, obviously they are not a developer, right? They cannot look into the code. They'll revert back to development team. Hey, the code what you gave, right? I try to deploy in the server, but I'm facing this issue. But developer will tell, hey, no, it's not an issue with the code. It works perfectly in my local machine. So there's something you need to fix, take care in your server level. Then like that, the front and forth, the communication will go between the developer, operation team, development, operation team, like that. So earlier, in Agile, it's one of the time-consuming process they felt. Okay, one of the time-consuming process. That is the reason, right? DevOps come into the picture. DevOps come into the picture. So once the development team, right, they have completed the code, they will push the code to their repository, GitHub, okay, Bitbucket, Azure Repo, AWS code commit, whatever repository they use depends upon their requirement. As soon as developers commit their code to the GitHub repository, it automatically triggers the pipeline. It automatically triggers the pipeline actually. Okay. So when it triggers the pipeline, whatever the infrastructure is needed to provision that application. Take an example, we are working on one web application. Okay. We are working on one web application. So as soon as developer commits their final commit, the pipeline will get triggered. Or when we are working in the DevOps environment, the developer will be creating a PR, so something called pull request. Anyone heard about pull request? What does mean by PR? Anyone?
Pull request is nothing but whenever the developer pushes their code to their own Git branch, and then reviewer can pull the request and do the review
Okay,
and push it to the master branch.
very good. Any other input people would like to add?
Kind of like a personal trunk to
Okay, team, sorry, some parcel comes. There are people are knocking me, my door outside. Can you hold me for 5 minutes? I'll come back. I'll do one thing. I'll just pass the. I'll just things. Okay, all of you able to hear me?
yes.
Okay, perfect. Yes, we were discussing about the pull request, correct? So let me open my GitHub repository. Okay, how many of you having Git account with you? Yeah. How many of you having Git account with you? GitHub account. Nobody?
I have it, but I have to check
Long
credentials.
back you logged in, right?
No, but in office we regularly upload.
Okay, that's fine. So whoever not having your GitHub account, I'm strongly recommending all of you to go and create one. Okay, GitHub. So I've already signed in. If you go to sign up, so it's very simple actually. Okay, it'll ask for your email ID. Continue. It'll ask for your number and name. So account will be get created immediately. For our individual use, it's free tier for long, lifelong, right? We can use it for long. Okay. So coming to that, if you take any repository, maybe if you take this Azure DevOps repository, I have. If you go inside, I have several codes, my pipeline files. Now, if we can see my content and Terraform related content, all those things I'm having. Okay. These all in my main branch actually. At present, these all in my main branch. But when you go to DevOps environment, we will not work directly on the main branch. Main branch is something called in this repository, your final code, your production code will be there in the main branch. Okay, your final code, your production code will be there in the main branch. Any developer works to update your code, right? They will create a new branch like that. Actually, when you type something, okay, new branch, something like that. When I hit enter, right, new branch will be created from your main branch. Okay, literally the copy of your main branch gets created. Your copy of main branch will be get created. So they will do all the changes in that new branch only. Once they're done with their changes, right, they will raise a pull request. So your team lead or senior developer in your environment, they will review the pull request actually. Okay. So after reviewing it, all the changes, all the codes are working as expected. There is no issue with the code. Then they will update that code into this main branch, which means they will merge. Which means they will merge with the main branch. Okay, that's how the pull request works. If you go Okay, there is something called pull request here. If you click on it, here we would able to see. As of now, there is no pull request. Here we can see if anybody created a pull request, we would able to see here. We can check and we can merge to our particular main branch. Okay. So the reason I am telling you all about is, so when in the development team, okay, when in the development team develops any particular code, they will create a new branch for them. That is something called as a feature branch. People would call it as a feature branch. In that feature branch, they will update all their codes. Once the update is done, they will ask one of their peer or senior to review that peer pull request. If everything goes fine, they will merge it to your main branch or master branch. Okay. So this way, as soon as they triggers, as soon as the PR get merged to master, right, the pipeline will be get executed, started executed. What is the process of that pipeline actually? What is the process of that pipeline? So that pipeline will take you to multiple ways. First one, they will literally check your code security. Okay, whether all the code what you developed, there is no vulnerability in that, there is no harmful thing, there is no password exposed publicly, those things and all, it will check. That is a security scan. Next stage, right, we'll be having like a kind of a unit test case. Unit test case in the sense it will check whether your code logic, everything works perfectly. Is there any missing in the code logic? Okay, that part will be get exposed. Third stage, right, it will start to provision the infrastructure, kind of a build stage, which means whatever the code you developed, in terms of deploying that code into any of the server, you would require on server, you would require on load balancer, you would require on network setup, all those things. Okay, using Terraform or Azure ARM, any infrastructure as a code, will deploy the infrastructure first. Once infrastructure is ready, we will make sure this code has been deployed on top of that server, or the code will be created as a Docker image, will deploy on top of Kubernetes. Any strategy we use, it depends upon the client's requirement. We will expose that final stage, right? It will expose to public. So end to end things are taken care when come to a DevOps pipeline. So once DevOps is there in place, we don't need to wait for any developers input or operations teams input. Literally, right? We would be able to wait for an instruction. When the pipeline triggers, right, it will take care of security scan, your code logic checks, and it will take care of deploying your infrastructure, and also it will take care of deploying your containerized image, putting into Kubernetes, all those things A to Z, right? This is taken care by DevOps lifecycle. Okay, the entire software development lifecycle, okay, SDLC, will be taken care when come to DevOps. Everything we are automating here. There is no manual stuff. So by doing this, right, we don't want to wait for anyone's input. We don't want to wait for anybody to respond back, approval, nothing like that. Make sense? So they may, to make our job easier as much as possible, we use DevOps in our environment. All of you clear what is DevOps? Why we need DevOps?
We got it.
Perfect. When you come to DevOps lifecycle, right, there are certain tools and technology you must understand. Okay, that is something called as a DevOps Road Map. Okay, what does mean by DevOps roadmap? What are the tools we must aware when come to DevOps? Anyone know? At least if you know some tools, just to name them. What is the use of it? Just curious enough. How much?
Terraform, Ansible.
Ansible. Okay, perfect. What is the use of Ansible?
Infrastructure as a code, right?
Ansible.
That is
okay. All right. Any other tool?
Terraform.
Terraform. Very good. Terraform. What is the use of Terraform?
So same is for the Ansible. Infrastructure as a code. It is used to map the infrastructure as a code.
Okay, perfect. All right. Any other apart from Ansible and Terraform you guys are aware of?
GitHub.
Jenkins.
GitHub. Who said GitHub? Balaji, right?
Balaji.
Okay, Balaji. Balaji, what is the use of GitHub?
GitHub, we can write the query, pull the request, like that.
Okay, nice. That's nice. Someone said Jenkins. Use that, Lashman? Or who said Jenkins? Sra, you only said Jenkins?
Yeah, I said Jenkins.
Okay, okay. Can you tell me what is Jenkins? What is the use of it?
It's a build tool.
Okay, build tool. That's
So it
good.
will build the it will schedule the based on the schedule or what is the configuration we schedule on the repository. So it will build the actual code and it will make it ready for the deployment.
Okay, that's nice actually. Apart from this, what else? Terraform, Ansible, Jenkins, Git, any other?
SonarQube,
SonarQube. What is the use of SonarQube?
that for programming testing tool.
Okay, the
Bug
security
fixing.
scan and all will be taken care.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, fine. Any other tool?
XLT for deployment.
Okay, that's nice. All right, guys. Okay, almost you guys having awareness on these many tools. That's really great, actually. So what I will do, I'll tell you in proper structure. Even when you go for an interview, if somebody asking you what are the tools you have a familiarization in terms of DevOps, you are not supposed to tell the tool name alone. Okay, that's not a recommended way. Okay, tell me now the way I teach you right now. Okay, so basically you guys have to talk about DevOps roadmap properly. So when you talk about DevOps roadmap, right, you guys first start from the version control. For version control, right, if you go any environment, people would use GitHub or Bitbucket or Azure repo or any cloud native repository they will use. But end of day, what I'm trying to mean here, whenever you works in any project, obviously there will be a code. Okay, it could be infrastructure as a code, Terraform or other related stuff, or your application development code, okay, or pipeline code. So it should be there. Okay, the code has to be there in somewhere in that location. Everyone will have a centralized access. In your team, 10-20 members will be there. All of them have to access that code. Okay, so that is where you can make use of this version control repositories. Okay, which is something called GitHub, Bitbucket, Azure repo. These are the repositories globally and widely used in most of the environments. Okay, so make sure you have a knowledge on any one repository version control tool. Okay, that is really helpful. So when in a team there are 10-20 members are there, they all of them will not go and edit in your master. All of them go and will not edit into your main source code. If they do like that, it will make a conflict because person A will edit in some code page, person B will edit in some other code page. That is not correct way, literally. So that is the case, right, where we can see version control. When you have a GitHub like that, even though many people are updating their code, they are left, all of them have to create a PR. If PR properly updated from your main branch, only then it will allow it. Then it will not make any code conflict. Those things are get avoided when it comes to coming to the version control. Okay, it'll be easy for it to revert back. Is there any issue with the code? All those things are possible with the version control. So every project must have the version control too. Okay. Next, in addition to that, right, we will have something called a configuration management tool. What does it mean by configuration management tool? When you take any environment, there will be lots of servers will be there. If it is Azure, right, the lots of virtual machines will be there. 100 VM, 200 VM, maybe. Okay, or even consider 20 VM, 50 VMs if you have also. That also really a huge count actually. Okay, when they are talking in the way, when they have a huge number of virtual machines and count, so it's not easy to manage each and every virtual machine in terms of updating any softwares, updating any libraries, in running any script and getting some information or pulling some information or updating drivers, or additionally I'm going to add any package into all 100 servers, or Windows update or Linux update, a repository apt Linux repository update, or security updates, hotfix. So any activity you are doing, in terms of doing it for all 100 servers in your environment, it is not the easiest task actually. That is why we have a configuration management tool in place. That configuration management tool will help us to do all these things in single shot. Hey, that is the advantage. So where if you take a configuration management tool, right, I would tell Ansible. Okay. Okay, like we have various tools are there in configuration management tool, something called Ansible, SCCM, Chef, Puppet. So all these tools are belongs to configuration management tool only. Of course, yes, somebody said Ansible can act like infrastructure as a code. I'll come to that part. Okay, shortly. Once you have done with the configuration management tool, right, we all have to familiarize with what is IaaC? Infrastructure as a code, by the way. Okay, infrastructure as a code. So, okay. Okay. What happened in infrastructure support? You have various tools are there. So something called Terraform. Again, Azure we have something called ARM. In AWS we have something called Cloud Formation Template (CFT). Like various tools are there. Even you can use Ansible also as an infrastructure support. But comparing these tools, right, Ansible is bit complex and complicated with the coding. Hard to find the API calls to provision the resources. Okay, so it's better to go with if you are a AWS based environment, go with the Terraform or CFT. If it is Azure based environment, go with the Terraform and ARM. But mostly widely today in environment, right? Terraform is the playing a crucial role across the platforms. Okay, lots of people have started using Terraform. It's the very easiest one. You don't require much coding skill, and you don't need to be worried about in terms of availability of resource creation. It's very much easy and standard. Even you works for a 5 years in one platform, you are resigned from that place. Even new person coming to your environment in your place as a replacement of you, he would able to easily understand your 5 years of Terraform code, because that standard maintains common to each and everyone. It will be easy to understand actually. Okay, Terraform plays the infrastructure code. By the help of infrastructure code, right? Whatever the resources we are creating on top of Azure manually, even if you remember, we would have created Azure Entra user, and we created virtual machine, we created networking resources. All those things using Terraform, right? Will be easily we would able to achieve it in terms of coding perspective. ARM is Azure Resource Manager, the inbuilt infrastructure code provided by Microsoft Azure. But honestly speaks, a little boring tool where it's not that easy as Terraform. But anyway, there is an option available with the ARM. Okay, Terraform is the only tool can support multi-cloud. AWS, Azure, GCP can support multi-cloud. No other. And recently, I came to know about Pulumni. Anyone heard about Pulumni? Sorry, Pulumi. So Pulumi, it's a tool. Okay, this also infrastructure as a code, by the way. This gives a very good competition to your Terraform. So Pulumi. So this tool also support multi-cloud environment. Okay. So where it will also somehow similar like a Terraform only, but different organization. Future people would use Pulumi also. Okay, because it support multi-cloud. All right. So coming to the infrastructure code, followed by we have to be familiar with containers. One in terms of containers, we'll have to familiar with container runtime. We'll have to familiar with the container orchestration tool. All those things are there. But I strongly recommend all of you to go ahead and learn about Docker and Kubernetes. Docker and Kubernetes, because if you go any environment today, all these applications are built as a Docker image. Using that image, right, in Kubernetes, they are deploying as a deployment. Okay, this is what widely used. If you have a Docker and Kubernetes knowledge, right, it will be very much easy for you to crack the interview, and this is the added benefit for you actually. Today, people who knows DevOps, very limited number of people only have the Docker and Kubernetes knowledge. Make sure you are learning these technology which is peak in market as of today. Okay. Addition to containers, right? You have to be familiarized with the pipeline tool. Okay, when come to CI and CD, continuous integration and continuous deployment, I strongly recommend all of you to go and learn about Jenkins tool that is widely used in, as of today across all the platforms. Since it's open source, okay, huge community base available, all those reasons. Addition to that, I recommend all of you to go ahead and learn about Azure, DevOps pipeline tool. Okay, addition to that, even as of today, GitHub also has something called workflow. Anyone heard about GitHub workflow? Anyone here?
No, Hari.
No, actually, if you go to GitHub repository console, here you have something called actions. Okay, here you can set up your workflow. Workflow means the GitHub itself, they are providing pipeline setup for us to work actually. Okay, this is another crucial thing. In future, right? Many organizations started migrating to this Azure, GitHub workflow. Okay, that is another crucial one. We do have many other things also. GitLab is there. What else? Bamboo is there. Code City is there. Like many other pipeline tools are there, but these are a peak in market as of today. Okay, if you know any one or two in this, you are pro or pro max. Finally, right? You have
Hari,
Yeah.
Hari, one query.
Yeah.
The Azure DevOps pipeline, it is used to CI/CD project in the Azure environment, right?
Or not like that. Even if your environment available in Azure, okay, your entire cloud available in Azure, you can use only a pipeline in Azure DevOps. It supports cross cloud as well. It's not that mandatory. Your application, everything must be there in your Azure platform. Not like that. It can support AWS as well, GCP as well. Not an issue in that. Make sense? Who asked that question? I missed his name. He asked the question, he went on mute.
For me, Hari?
Yeah, you got the answer?
Yeah, I got the answer.
Okay.
Sorry, I got it.
Fine. So I just confused since no response right from your side. So anyway, so pipeline tool, these are the things we have to be familiarized with. So apart from that, right, scripting. Scripting languages. What are the scripting languages that peak today? Anyone name them?
Python, PowerShell.
Python, PowerShell, okay. Anything else?
JavaScript.
Okay. So people in industry, they are looking for Python. Okay, if you know basic of shell script, that's really good. And JSON would be really recommended. And YAML. If you know this, you would be able to manage it. But if you're additionally learning PowerShell, that's good. But I don't know PowerShell. Okay. I'm actually a Python. I know Python thoroughly. In addition to that, I work with shell scripts, JSON, YAML. So if you know all these things, same logics only, PowerShell also. But syntax wise, it will differ. But I never shown any interest in my PowerShell. All these things are getting fulfilled because I'm a multi-cloud architect, right? If I learn PowerShell, I can use it in Windows and Azure alone. So widely, right? If you go GCP and AWS, Python is the one majorly playing a crucial role. So even for Azure also, I prefer Python. Personally, I recommend. Okay. So anyway, so these are the scripting languages, if you know, that's really peak in market as of today. Okay. So this is what the proper roadmap for DevOps, guys. This is what the proper roadmap for DevOps. Okay, when it comes. So if you know all these tools, right, along with any one cloud or two cloud, okay, it's recommended. At least one cloud, you need to have a thorough knowledge. If you are interested in learning more than one cloud also, I am really appreciating your effort. Because in industries today, people are giving priority who knows multi-cloud.
That's for the reason I'll tell you later. But yeah, that anyway, you guys are beginner. You focus on any one cloud first. So coming to the DevOps roadmap, right? When you are presenting an interview, any interview if you go, any person asking you what are the DevOps tool you familiarized with, you are not supposed to tell blindly like, hey, I know GitHub, I work with Ansible, I know Terraform little bit, I know no containerization of Kubernetes, I know pipeline tool we use Jenkins in my environment. You are not supposed to tell like that. You need to tell them in proper way. See, imagine I'm answering for this question. For version control, we use GitHub in our project. So all the source code, everything, right? We have deployed on top of this. For configuration management tool, we use Ansible. Using Ansible, we'll address all the Azure environments VMs. For infrastructure as a code, we use Terraform. The same Terraform only we use in the pipeline as well. Okay. For the containerization, we use Docker to build our image and Kubernetes to deploy our application. And for pipeline, right, we use Azure DevOps pipeline that will take care of our CI/CD process. On top of it, it will take care of our testing our code, security scan, and putting it into our artifact repository. Okay, so all those things taken care by my Azure DevOps pipeline. For scripting, right, we use Python. Sometimes we use JSON and YAML as well. This is our current infrastructure DevOps architecture. Got it?
Yes.
The configuration management tool, the Ansible, we configure the cloud servers where we need to deploy it, right? For infra as a code and the configuration management tool, what is it?
Infra
What we
as a
do?
tool, I think by reading a name itself, you understood, right? For provisioning cloud resources, setting up the VNet, setting up the VMs, setting up the storage account, setting up the database servers. You will use infrastructure as a code, Terraform or ARM. Configuration management tool only deal with your virtual machines, operating system level changes. Inside of your OS, updating package, updating softwares, installing drivers. You want to run any script inside the VM. For all 100 VM, 50 VM you wanted to do, configuration management tool will help you.
So that is on cloud side, right?
Cloud VMs, or you can even use it as on-prem as well. But we are talking about cloud. I'm telling cloud. Okay. Any other questions to anyone?
Harry, one query.
Yep.
Suppose I land Azure administration entirely. After that, I have a knowledge and little bit experience of only GitHub for the version control purpose and only the knowledge about Azure DevOps pipeline. So it is eligible to enter the DevOps environment.
You are attending interview. You have answered all the questions for Azure, but somehow when you go for DevOps, they will expect you to be familiar with at least any one tool. You have to familiarize with in version control. Any one tool you have a familiarization with configuration management tool, infrastructure code, containerization part, pipeline, scripting. You have to be familiar with any one tool at least. So if you are attending interview, you completely answered all the questions at Azure cloud perspective. When they start ask the question on DevOps, if you're not able to answer right, they will treat you as not enough knowledge for the role. So make sure you have any one tool knowledge at least. Okay, if you're not having a confident, if you're not having a knowledge on any one tool at least in all these 6 area, do not mention you're a DevOps guy in your resume. Okay.
Got it.
But what I recommend, if you spend 1.5 month of time, yeah, you can be familiarized with all these DevOps and Azure, everything. Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
So put your effort 1.5 month. It will be easy for you to crack. No? Any other doubts for anyone? All good.
Hi Hari, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hari, could you please let me know the roadmap of how to practice on after your sessions? Like, can we take any 2 hours, 3 hours of our time, or is is there any?
Not not required of 2 or 3 hours, brother. Honestly speaks,
Okay,
if you spend per day half an hour to 1 hour of practice, that's more than enough actually. Okay, more than enough.
okay,
You spend 30 minutes after my session, but actually we have not to get into the sessions. Next week only, yeah, tomorrow you will feel that actually if you look at our 5 days of curriculum, tomorrow exactly what
okay,
I'm going to get into the real-time project use cases related to Azure VM. If you look this 18th line number.
okay,
So tomorrow I'll explain how the real time use case, because this course not only I'm going to stop for 5 days. Actually, I'm going to start a new batch. Actually, a new batch for Azure and DevOps. Actually, some of them already enrolled here. Whoever you can see there are close to 4 members are already enrolled. Okay, some of them only attending for first 5 weeks. For them, right? I'll go and take the real time use cases. You will understand tomorrow what is meant by real time use cases. Why we need to learn the real time use cases. Okay. So in that
okay,
case, after learning, maybe tomorrow we can take an example. Tomorrow, after you learn this real-time use cases on top of Azure VM, go ahead and practice for half an hour. You will really feel the changes. Tomorrow I'll give one task. Every day I'll complete the real-time use case. Real-time use case means nothing. If you work in one Azure DevOps environment, Azure project, what are the day-to-day tasks you will get? What are the day-to-day tickets you will receive? Okay, daily basis we'll have a work, right? In that, I'll pick one ticket from my current project. I'll explain you. I'll derive the solution step by step, on each services on Azure, each DevOps tools actually. If that way you learn, right, even though you're not having a hands-on at present, you can minimum portray 2 to 3 years of work experience in your career. Okay, in your resume, last 2 to 3 years, we can update your resume in such a way. We'll do POC also during our classes as well. We'll do the POC also. Each one of us will do a POC.
Thank you, Hari. And one more. After these classes, could you please provide me as a document like terminology wise and interview perspective? It is possible
Yeah,
for
it's
learning.
definitely possible. Coming to document, we can categorize in two ways, Chaitanya. One is
Okay.
Azure services, right? We have a document. We have each services. The services, right? When it comes to cloud, the cloud console and interface will change regular basis. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, they
Okay.
will update new things. Okay, so if maintain the
Okay.
document, right? That's not easiest one. So that is what
Okay.
we'll relay those documents with the Azure website, Microsoft official websites. But the
Okay.
second category of documentation for interview preparation, important interview questions, okay, the
Mm.
POC is what we have done, and any special real-time project use cases for Terraform, what are the use cases we have? For Docker and Kubernetes, what are the use cases we have? For Jenkins and Azure Pipeline, what are those kind of documents we have it. Example, if you go Jenkins, how to install Jenkins, how to set up Jenkins, that and all constant, always will be remain same. Setting up the Ansible, how we can implement configuration management tool across Azure platform, that is same. So those document and all we would able to provide you day by day, whenever we complete the class, the specific topic document we'll upload in our Google Drive.
Sure. And do you have any test template like test exams for certification point
So
of that?
it's
Do you
not
have any?
actually this is not a academic way we teach, so we are not providing any test. Instead, directly we'll give the POC where you need to
Okay.
complete your activity as a hands-on. You need to submit with me, so I'll review with you. Addition to POC,
Okay.
I'll assign some task to your real-time project task. When you work on a real-time project, suddenly your client will have some requirement. You need to provide the solution for them, right? We'll come into some situation.
Okay.
Those tasks I will assign. You need to complete the task on your weekends, either Saturday and Sunday. You need to come back to me, and if you stuck somewhere, definitely I'll help you. But there is no literally a test. All it's going to be a practical approach only.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Hari.
Yep. Cool. All right. So now we are going with the one last thing, which is real-time projects. Okay, importance of DevOps in real projects. If DevOps is not there in the live environment, what is the impact for us? The impact is nothing but it's a very time-consuming process when any developer developed the code, it's not that easy to deploy in the environment. Addition to that, everything will be getting delayed. We'll not get a quality output as how automation does. Okay, everything we'll have to do it manually. Since if we are doing manually, we require more manpower. We need to spend huge money on the employees. I mean, in terms of resource. Okay. Mostly, once you implemented DevOps, right, we can avoid the human errors in the automations. Automation ever does any human error? No, right? So automation never commit human error. Hey, sorry. If you ask one of our colleague, hey, sorry, mistakenly I did this. He'll come and say, right, at any one point of time, any job he does. But automation will never, refuse and come and say like that. Actually, okay, that is the one another highlights of DevOps in the environment. So that is how it's very much important. Coming to the job security and salary packages. So, how many of you telling DevOps has very good scope for now at present in market? Currently, DevOps has scope or it's outdated technology?
Yeah, it has a scope now.
Yeah, very good actually. Yeah, this is the number one. So currently, right, there are 2-3 technologies are peak in market. First one, you all know, data science, data engineering kind of. Second one, right, people are talking more about AI. I don't know, like how many of you? So few years back, there is something called a blockchain. Have you heard this technology? Blockchain.
Yes.
Yeah, that time they were telling, right? That time they were telling, yes, Shiva.
Not only they are AI is popular. AI is a setback for employees. They threaten to us. AI is, I mean that in future AI is boomed out means a lot of people
Lose their job.
due to. I'm not much more clarity about that. Please let us know any threat is there or not.
Yeah, actually, recently one interview happened with Bill Gates. I'll share that link in our group. Okay, so in WhatsApp I'll share. Just have a look on it. Probably tomorrow we'll discuss about AI. Everyone, I'm recommending all of you to go through that interview. It's a blog in your mobile itself. You can open. Okay, I'll share that in our WhatsApp group. What happened? Yeah. All of you got the link in the group? Just check WhatsApp. Acknowledge.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Have a look on it. Not now, later. Post our session, just have a look on it. Just 5 minutes it will take to go through this content. Okay. That Bill Gates responded whether IT professional on AI, it will make our job, it will replace us. The answer is here. Fine. So coming to data engineering, data science, and AI is talk of the town now. Earlier, once upon a time, blockchain was talk of the town. When we talk about blockchain, they said the many things where came next generation is blockchain like that, but now the talk is little bit reduced when another technology comes. So similarly, right, technologies will come and go. There are some technologies very much constant. Some technologies are very much constant. The constant environment is one of the constant environment, I would say, DevOps and cloud. Okay, it will not go that peak number one technology in market. At the same time, it will not go down. Intermediately, it will give job opportunity to many people. It's scope for a many organization. Okay, it's constantly right. The growth also will be there for DevOps and cloud. How many of you agree with my term?
Yeah, I can agree because it is an infrastructure support like that. So AI, it can't able to replace this technology.
Yeah, so no need to compare with AI, but general in terms of cloud and DevOps. Clouds provide us an infrastructure with virtually, and DevOps, right, for any software development license. Without software, without application, we cannot survey any organization as of today. So DevOps, right, providing a continuous support when in terms of provisioning the application, all those operation things, everything streamlined in proper way. Yeah, that is what people, right? Cloud and DevOps always consistent and things and stuff. So when come to job security, earlier who knows? Like anybody know? Like out of AWS, Azure, GCP, who comes first in the market?
AWS.
AWS. Today, today AWS is one of the leading cloud provider as like Azure and GCP. We all have to agree that. But people today, everybody using cloud. Cloud is very much peak and famous today. I would say that credit all goes to AWS. Why I'm telling like that? AWS has introduced cloud in large scale of people. They made every organization to believe we can come out from the data center because AWS gave that much reliable service to each and every organization. Imagine if people who started use the AWS initially, if there is a downtime, huge data center loss, huge availability zone or region down in the AWS, okay, huge network outage and all these situation occurred. If anybody, any of the organization will, will never come back to cloud and they continued cloud, correct? They would have continued with the data center itself. They would have, pretty much
Yes.
happy with the data center. So the AWS made that thing as possible. They made it. After that, only every organization started migrating cloud. At the time, there is no competitor for AWS. So you know how big company it is. Google is one of the biggest company in all over the world. Microsoft is another biggest company all over the world. They two companies came as a cloud provider. They gave competitions to AWS. Something in the name of Azure, something in the name of Google Cloud. So all credit, initial credit goes to AWS. So now all of them, have giving tough competition, all those things, that's fine. But addition to that, right, we all have to understand one thing. When Microsoft and GCP came into the market, right, they realized actually if we all of them start to use AWS, right, there's a huge dependency for AWS. The reason why they choose the cloud, service, Microsoft and Google, when they launches their cloud products, right, they said next 20 to 25 years, it's going to be a cloud era. Okay, next 20 to 25 years going to be a cloud era. So in this era, right, every organization will migrate to cloud. They will use cloud. That's what happening today. They predicted, they know how industry, all they predicted, they came into the market. So we need not to be worried about job security when you are with cloud and DevOps. Only thing you need to do, whenever any new service comes, whenever any new tools comes, spend some time and updating that skill. That's only thing you need to do. Rest all, go with the flow. Okay, you don't need to worry about it. Just open LinkedIn and type like for search for a job for cloud and DevOps. It could be any cloud. Okay, so search for a cloud and DevOps. You're getting huge job opportunities, and very limited people are available for this. Not like a Java developer. If you search for a Java developer, huge Java developers are there. Search for a .NET developer, huge people are there. Python, huge developers are there. I'm not degrading anything, I'm not, telling up anything. Just I'm telling you the whatever I personally feel. Okay. There are lots of job opportunities available for cloud and DevOps. No need to worry about it. Okay. So feel free to pick your career with the cloud and DevOps without any hesitations. Okay, that's what I can tell. So coming to the salary package, generally for general company, okay, I am not asking your salary personally, whatever you feel, right? Just tell me if any fresher coming to the industry, how much average salary he is getting in India?
4 lakh, 4 lakh.
4 lakh is average salary.
Getting from 2.5 to 3.5 or 4.
Okay, starting from 2 to 4.
2.5 to 4.
Where he placed in campus, he would get that, right?
Correct.
What is LPA?
Lakhs per annum.
Lakhs per annum. So what is the average salary you guys felt like if person has 3 years experience in India?
Around 7 plus.
Around 7?
7 plus.
So coming to that environment, if people has 8 years experience, how much average salary is getting in India?
Uh, 16 to 20,
Sorry,
15 more. 1 5 to
10 to how much max he can get, he can expect.
15.
15. Person who has 12 years of experience.
Plus.
20 plus. 22. How much would be the max?
80 lakhs.
Sorry,
Is it 12 years experience in one stream or different stream?
it's different. 12 years experience, 4 years in that company, 3 years in that company, 4 years you worked on that technology, this technology. End of overall 12 years experience, how much package you may get?
20 to 30 lakhs.
20 to 30 lakhs, you guys certainly. Okay. All right. So here, how many people are, falls under this category? 0 to 3 years experience. Anybody here? No need to, no, I'm not asking a salary and all. Don't mistake me. Take it in the way. How many of them falling under this category? I'm asking just to understand the group. Okay. How many of them falls under 3 years to 7 years category of experience? How many of them falls under above 8 years of experience here? Overall?
I had.
Okay. To response.
Hari, I'm comes under 10-year experience.
Okay, very good. Who all more than 12 years?
You can count me.
Anabal?
Yeah.
Perfect, guys. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm more than 12 years,
yep.
but really not getting that much.
No, that's not a problem. I'm just asking for the years or not. Okay.
No, I'm surprised to see this package for
Yeah,
12 years.
So basically, when you
Hari,
come to-
actually, there is a rule in IT, like based on the experience, we need to get some 1.5 to 2 lakh. For example, if it is a 1 year or 2 year experience, means we need to get at least 4 lakhs like that.
company standard, you are telling, right?
Company. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. The designation wise and grade it defines. Okay, but I'll tell you generally. Okay, so up to so 5-7 years, right? Whatever company decides, it will be assigned to you. After 8 year only, people will have lots of changes in the company. You might have worked in minimum 3 company or 2 company at least. Okay, people are being there till 8 years, right? In same company, it's very rare. But the reality, right? People whoever works in cloud and DevOps in my friend circle, who has 8 years of experience to 10 years experience, they are getting minimum 20 to 25 per annum easily. Okay. Similarly, who has 10 to 12 years of experience, about 12 years of experience, right? They are getting minimum 35 to 50 lakhs easily. Okay, in India itself, I'm
In
telling.
India,
In India
this is in
itself,
India.
it's not other countries and all. In India itself, it's there. So only thing what you
In
need to do,
DevOps,
you need to focus properly on the technology.
In
You need to
the
have the clear understanding on the technology. If you are proved you are capable enough to clear the interview, if you proved you have a capable enough to clear the interview, you can expect that much level of package. No problem in that. Okay, all you need to put your effort and work on it.
in that 10 years experience, we have like 3 to 4 years experience of DevOps. Shall we can get it like that?
Yeah, of
Can we
course,
get it?
yes. Of course, yes. Only thing you are fit for the role, that matters. Obviously, you will fall under the L3 level of category. Kind of you are capable to play enough, senior engineer or team leader in the group. So obviously, you have a potential to manage as a tech lead. You can easily, crack it, right? Not an issue.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not joking. This
Hi,
is
Are you actually?
reality.
Hi, I'm Kumar. Actually, I'm having only Azure administrator experience around 2 or 3 years. I do not have experience on DevOps actually.
You need to learn
If
DevOps then.
I'm going to, if I'm going to attend any session or training session, is it possible to come into that 8 year experience?
So if you simply learn the concept alone, so if you go to YouTube, if you put DevOps, lots of things will come. If you learn only the concept, it's a waste of time of yours. Okay, after 1 month or 2 months, you will forget all those things. You have to learn with the real-time project use case. You need to know what is things are going on day-to-day basis. You need to learn the technology with live project use case with the POCs and all. That way, right? You can. That's made possible. Hey, what? Instead of we work in office, we are acquiring things. In the class, we are doing the POCs and we are gonna work with the real-time use cases. That's what it's gonna differ. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, sir.
So you need to learn in that way. YouTube and Udemy and all, or even training institute and all. Many people are taking academic-oriented training. We never know why up to 12th standard we learned these many max in engineering, right? Why we learned M1, M2, M3? Have you ever used it in your life? We don't know, right? Why we learned it.
No. This-
But somehow
Yeah,
we
it's
learned,
whatever.
but
Yes,
we
yes.
personally, I'm asking. Personally, we never know why we learned all those things. Worried about
But
all.
we have
But
to crack that, otherwise we cannot.
exactly. See, this is what no. If we learn simply from YouTube or Udemy or any institute, simply know how to install Terraform, how to create resource in Terraform, how to create virtual machine using Terraform, how to create one VNet. If you learn in that way, please, it's like your 12th standard max only. Don't do that. Okay, wherever you go, learn it.
Yeah, I understood.
Make sure learning with the real-time project uses. How this requirement will come in the live project. That's what we need. Because we all, experienced folks. So that is what I really know. I'll tell you one example tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow we're gonna learn one of the use cases in our session. We will talk about it. Okay. Thank you guys. Take care.
Thank you.